first. That's the first thing I thought when you it was first. Hit the button too, so first on that as well. Oh, this lots of fun. Thank you for coming and visiting. God, that is great. I love it. Let me see. I would give you an invite for you to come in on the stream, but you're probably too tired for that, and I don't blame you. Go through a long day of stuff. Yeah, that's it. Who, you? I said I'd toss you the link if you weren't too tired. Good. Oh, I'm up here. I'm going to show off some things. Sure. Okie dokies. There we go. There we go. And what was that? No one's talking to me on here. Go away. But I wrote it. Someone else is here too. So there's the link. There we go.
Hello, how are you?
Okay.
Doing pretty well. I just like I said tonight, I was running a test live over on Roundup Rodeo, and I'm kind of going through a bit of a dilemma as I wanted to keep doing my lives on the Angry Atrox.
Right. Hey, Doug.
Do what?
Doug's monster son. Just saying hi to him.
Oh, hey, Doug. But it's kind of like I kind of like keeping the lives over on the Angry Atrox, but it's just my videos that I release on Roundup Rodeo were just not getting the traction that I thought they would. So I'm sitting there thinking, we'll start doing your lives over there and start doing more shorts and stuff and see if I can't pick that up. So
that's an idea.
How are you doing tonight, Miss Sherry?
Miss Sherry is doing okay. I had what had I done? No Cortana. Comes up every time. I did some streaming earlier and watched a whole bunch of things and spoke with Dragon Whisperer.
Okay.
Interesting. I hadn't.
Oh, hang
on. Kill the bot. Are you gonna get it?
No, I can't.
Oh, right. That's right. Come.
That's the thing is when when I do this on my mobile phone, which is like what I'm doing right now, I have to hit on another window to see the chat.
And then you have to hit on another window.
Right.
Yeah, I know all that. That's That's why ice cream got me. Uh, that's why I don't usually do streaming on my phone because it's just too much of a pain in the arse trying to get things there. So I just don't do it.
Well,
But
and with me, like like in my office where I have all my lighting and stuff set up, it's like if I use my computer webcam, it would like show the entire room, and it's just a tornado in there, and it's just like, and
everything.
that's one of my goals for this spring is to get that cleaned up, or at least better organized, like on days when we have good weather. But you know, so far I started on it 2 weeks ago, and then it's like I never got back on it, and then it's like it just kind of sunk back to the back of the list. And
Mm, believe me, I know. I mean, get a load of all this.
see, that's about what mine looks like, but at least yours appears to be organized. So
Yeah, they're sort of organized. Like reptile stuff in the back, food stuff in the front.
right. And that's the thing is my office has kind of become like my area in the house, and so it's like there's more stuff in there that like really wouldn't go in an office.
Hmm.
But it's, it's like, I mean, I've got like my shotguns and rifles and things in there too, and I really need to go through and pull like a bunch of stuff out, get rid of a lot of stuff, and then like, rearrange everything else. But it's just, when you move and you drag on and drag on, and I mean, it takes forever to get moved. And, and it's just, you finally get everything like in the house, and it's just like, you're just like, okay, I don't want to do this again for 10 years, if ever.
10 years, exactly, if ever. I mean, look at this. Trying to sort out camp stuff. I mean, that's hard enough without the moving bit.
Right.
I mean, just going camping, you bring the stuff back as a ooh. Um, Hi, Solo.
Hello, Solo.
So it is. It's really rough. I know. We moved here 3, 4 years ago, I think, and it just mm, still have stuff in boxes. Don't know, you know, where some things are, and like we had my mom's hearing aids, and they're somewhere, probably out in the garage, or in one of the boxes in our, you know, in our closet.
Right.
That's the word. So yeah, I can understand where you are there. And now that we've been getting older too, I mean, don't want to do any more of this kind of stuff.
Well, my wife is really, really good about, like she knows like what she wants to keep, she knows what she wants to get rid of, but also she had a table that came from her great grandmother. I
Oh,
think the table was like built in the 1800s or something.
mhm,
Well, she's kept it, like her mom had it, then she took it from her mom, and
mhm,
it's been an heirloom that's passed down through the
right.
generations. And I'm sitting there telling her, you know, our nieces and nephews are not going to want any of this stuff. They don't care anymore. I mean, it's just we're getting to that generation where they
Yeah,
don't.
where it's all just tossable.
Yeah, where everything's disposable. And I kind of think that I used to follow the minimalist mommy on YouTube. Now, I was getting like so many, her channel got big and I was getting so many notifications that I think I ended up unfollowing her and just I'll go out and watch a video from her once in a while. But she
Mhm.
talks about like getting rid of stuff and does this really bring you joy? And, do you feel value when you hold it in your hands? And if not, you need to pitch it or
Mhm.
take a picture of it. And
And then pitch it.
yeah, and then pitch it. And I actually did that with some things that I owned. I had a gun rack
Mhm.
and that I made in woodshop class like back in 1986,
Nice.
87. Well, but I've drug it around for 30 years and I've never used it. So
Oh,
I took a picture of it, threw it on Facebook and Instagram, and then I pitched it in the trash. And I don't
yeah,
miss it. And that's kind of one of those things where it's like you can hold on to a lot of things and you will think you will miss them, but you really won't.
yeah, exactly. And I have quite a few things I know I definitely won't miss once I start getting rid of some things. But I also have a whole bunch of art things
Right.
um, that I've got crap. I don't. Yep, all of us, all of us, I believe, have that.
Yeah.
Hate minimal stuff. Love the Georgian and Victorian clutter. All of our stuff is antique, but not expensive. Oh, Victorian and Georgian. Nice. I would love to have something like that. But a lot of my stuff, I have quite a bit of crafting stuff. Like I have beads from that were mom's. I have a whole bunch of paint, oil paint, watercolor, and acrylic. Um, okay, uh, I have big pads of paper. I have um, different materials and stuff that can be used for one thing or another. And it's an awful lot of stuff and it takes up space.
Right.
And I'd like to have space, but I don't want to get rid of that stuff because I know darn well I am. Hey, Longburger. Hello, hello. I wasn't sure if you were going to come visit. Um, um, I know that I do have a tendency of revisiting things and working with it. So if I got rid of it, then I know that I'd be wanting to buy stuff like it later because I
Right.
want to do that stuff, like
Well,
painting or whatever.
right. Well, I haven't done any arts or crafts in about 30 years.
Really?
And then like when I broke my arm,
Yeah.
I was trying to keep my mind off my arm
Hmm.
and I
Oh,
couldn't.
were you getting the little lightning strikes through it?
No, I ended up coming out of my cast and pulling my cast off
Hmm.
because it just bothered me. And so it's like I was trying to take my mind off of it. So I had my wife pick me up a sketch pad at Hobby Lobby, and I started drawing again, and I did like two different drawings. I think one
Hmm.
of them's on my Instagram. But like, I literally have not drawn anything in like 30 years. I was kind of surprised I could still do it.
Hmm.
But then it's like, I kind of thought, is this something I'm going to want to do again? Or when my arm heals up, am I going to be back to making videos? And so I just kind of decided that, I'm probably just going to stick with making videos. And
Yeah,
I mean, I may draw once in a while, but it's not going to be like a full time thing. And
and it doesn't have to be. You can
mhm,
just sketch out when you feel like it, when you're stressed, or when you feel you need to just sit back and do whatever instead of you know or trying to get your mind. I know when I draw, sometimes it gives me ideas for other things that I've been doing, and it helps to rejuvenate that.
right.
So, hey, Monroe. Oh, right into the back.
Well, with me, I was trying to keep my mind off the fact that my arm was like entrapped in this cast.
Oh,
And then I
yeah.
found out that a lot of people, especially people with anxiety or PTSD, actually have
Or,
problems wearing casts.
oh, yeah. I have
And
problems with. I really hated having on a sling. And that's not as encapsulating.
right,
Okay, right word.
right.
And I hear you. It drives you nuts. You have to get your mind off of it somehow.
Well, and I started looking up like how to remove your cast because I kind of thought if I figure out how to do this, then I'll know how to do it. Then I won't be so panicky because I'll know how to do it in case like I really panic. Um,
Exactly, Doug. It can feel claustrophobic.
exactly.
And people with claustrophobia would have trouble with that as well.
And I have bad claustrophobia. Like I need my I need an entire state all to myself, or otherwise it just gets too crowded. And I'm funny like that. I like to be out and away from people and have room between neighbors and stuff. And I've lived in condominiums before, which are like apartments, but they're apartments that you own. I've also
Hmm.
lived in a lot of apartments, and I just can't.
Hey,
Like,
JJ,
I would rather put a tent down on the river and live in that than.
you would have loved our property on St. Joe's Island then. We had a
Yeah,
100 acres.
exactly.
And it was nice, but we were teenagers and hauled down, well, not even teenagers when we started being hauled out there to build the cabin. Um, so that was a little bit harder, when you got friends and such. And
Right.
but it's a lot easier when you get older, and it's like, okay, we can go out, hang out here, and it's nice. But also, we were pulling logs out of the woods, so it wasn't all that fun.
It can be some work.
Yep, we were even there on in wintertime on the property, and Ontario North Ontario gets pretty snowed in at times, or snowy at
Right.
times, and we'd be out first thing in the morning, have breakfast, and out pulling logs because that was the best time to get the logs out of the woods is when it was easy to pull.
Hmm.
And that's what we did. Like Well, they weren't 8 feet at that time. They would have been bigger than 8 feet pulling out of the woods. And then they were cut down later and such. So that's interesting. A
Yeah.
lot of hard work, lot of stuff. Oh, 50 meters. Oh, yeah. Diving with people who go down 50 meters and freak out because of feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
Well, especially if you have claustrophobia. Could not live in a city. I kind of have to live it. We're kind of, sort of outskirtish where we're living, but
That's where
yeah,
I'm at. I'm in the outskirt area, so it makes it a little easier.
yeah, we're not quite on outskirts, but we're close there. We get coyotes zipping around
Yep.
in the area and stuff. Um, we've gotten pretty ambitious since COVID. It's like, hey, people aren't around. What's this? Let's go take a look around. Little boogers. But
Well, I live in a neighborhood and it backs up to a green belt. And it's like these people own the land and they don't want it developed and they just, you know, so it's kind of like actually nice because I really have, even though like I have like what looks like just a suburban home, it's still got a lot of nature in it. We have deer walk through our yard, we have coyotes, and stuff like that. We've got snakes, all kinds of bugs. So, it just
I
really works.
I loved watching when moose would go through, or moose or deer or whatever there was going through. They just walk through. It was like moose are extraordinarily um, they're interesting,
Yeah,
um, and the dumb dogs go running after them.
yeah. And moose don't play. They can be dangerous.
Mm-mm. And this one time we had a mama moose and a calf going through, and the dogs decided to go and it's like, get back here. And they don't listen to my mom. They didn't listen to mom or dad. They listened to myself and Steven. If we said, move your ass, get back here, they would.
Right.
They say, come back here. No.
Well, I tell you, I saw one video on like is animals gone wild or something, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
college professor in Fairbanks, Alaska, and he got stomped to death by a moose.
Mm-hmm.
There was like one like walking across the college campus, and it just and I don't know why he even walked up or even got close to it, but he was like trying to like walk around it. It's like, dude, that's a moose.
Yeah.
You just stay in your car or something, like literally, because
Literally hide in the car because those things can kill your vehicle.
well, and this thing stomped him, and I think it broke his neck and it killed him, and it
Mm-hmm.
was pretty crazy. But Mother Nature is kind of a wild thing. It's like,
Well, people don't realize how dangerous an herbivore,
hmm
grass eaters actually are. I mean, a deer can kill you,
oh yeah,
and people walk right up to these animals. We went to There's this place called Elk Island, not too far away, and we went and visited Elk Island, and we're watching as this guy gets out of his vehicle and goes up to a male, towards a male bison. Not a good idea. And we're like yelling at him, going, get away from him. He will kill you. And then a little ways later, we found the guy, we saw the guy, him with his child. He's holding on to his child going towards another moose.
Right.
Not moose, bison. It's like,
Well, and
they're not tame.
and even cows, like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, like we've got a lot of cattle ranching down here, and a
Yep.
lot of people die from cows. Like
I don't
Doug's
understand.
like Doug's Monsters is saying, one, it's rodeo accidents, people riding bulls and get thrown off and get trampled.
Yep.
But also like a mother cow with a calf, she can be nasty. A young steer, they can be nasty.
Oh,
A,
any steer.
a bull
Honey.
can be nasty, and yeah, and they'll chase you. And
Yep. Oh, I know that. That's their heads are giant battering rams.
it is
Yeah,
illegal to
it is.
approach bison in most areas of the United States, but people are ignorant and they do
And
it
stupid.
anyway. Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
Same same up here. They do the same thing. They go right. I mean, this is a national park, and the guy was going up to these animals, thinking that they were tame.
right.
And further up north, where David and I um, went for our anniversary one year, um, we went to the snowfields. But as we're coming back from the snowfields, it was a bus we were on. Saw these people. They're right near big black bear, really, really close, trying to get pictures. And other people were coming around and in to do that, and we're like, okay. And the guy who was driving the bus was like, I'm already on it, already calling them to get get the services out to get these people away from there, because it's a bear. It can eat you. All it would take would be one swat, and these at least two of these people were right in range for the swat. They probably thought, "Oh, we're out of range," but they were not.
And and if a black bear starts chasing you, it will catch you.
Oh yeah, and if it doesn't catch you and you go up a tree,
Hmm.
nah, 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 it'll go up with you,
Right.
and it'll still catch you. And
And you see
the brown bear will chase you, but if you go up a tree, they'll just knock down the tree.
yeah, I tell you, that's we've got there's a lot of people that debate down here in the reptile community about like free handling venomous snakes.
Hmm.
And some people say, "Oh, I do it, and and I don't get hurt." And I understand you can do it and not get hurt, but it's like they also have tools to where you can move these things around, and you
Hmm.
lessen your chance of getting hurt. And
Yeah,
to me, it's just like people have no common sense when it comes to animals. And
they either that or they think they're invincible.
right, and
Yeah.
I think there's I think some people are just like stupid and they think that things are tame,
Hmm.
and or they saw a video of someone else doing it, so
Oh
they think
my
they
god.
can, and it just is an absolute disaster because the animal ends up hurting someone, then sometimes the animal gets put down, because it
Because people.
because of people's stupidity.
Hmm. And because people have a tendency of, just doing stupid things like throwing rocks at a big dog
Right,
and going underneath the fence to go play with it. Yeah, it's not going to play.
right,
And that's what happened to this big German, not German Shepherd. It was a Saint Bernard dog, and he was just a beautiful, beautiful dog. Um, I knew him when I was really small, and his paw was as big as my torso. Uh, he'd knock you down and then lick you to death. But these kids were throwing rocks at him every day, and then this one kid decided to go in, got bit up real bad, and poor Goliath had to be put down.
oh gosh,
So like, oh, just want to smack people because they're so ignorant, so stupid, and so um, thinking they have the right to abuse things.
right.
It's like, right.
And it's amazing to me because I do work with so many venomous snakes
Yeah,
that it's like I've done this for like 40 years and I've never been bit. But that's because there's a safe way to do things, and I learned it young.
yeah,
And I've
because
had some close calls and things.
take care, JJ. Sleep well, and hope you feel better.
See you,
So,
JJ.
um, yeah, you've had 40 years. You've even worked with a zoo and everything. Plus, you've got the training, the education, the all the know-how on how to. I mean, you've got a lot invested in specifically taking care of them. For a person to think, oh, just got one, I should be able to do it.
Right.
Eh?
And I know a bunch of people who are into free handling, and it's really, to me, it's almost disrespectful to the animal because you're not giving that animal, the
One,
space
the
that it.
respect, and one, uh, the respect, the space, and um, well,
The distance.
just yeah, and acknowledging that this is a dangerous animal. Here, puppy. Yeah.
Right. And I know that, like I actually liked the guy quite a bit, but I kind of
Hmm.
thought that he did a lot of unnecessary things. But like Steve Irwin
Hmm.
he was like a great ambassador for reptiles, but
Hmm.
but the problem with society is you see someone like him do something like free handle a rattlesnake. Well, you don't always know whether or not that rattlesnake was captive, was used to being around people, things
Hmm.
like that. And he set up a lot of his encounters. I mean, there
Hmm.
were a lot of things he did that the snake was a venomoid. The snake was, in captivity, was used to being around people, which doesn't give you a free pass, but it lessens the chance of, you getting bit. and and yeah, even Steve, yeah, he knew the limits, and he broke them one time, and it cost him.
Yes, and so he went with a team that he wasn't used to. He normally took his own filming team, and he did not have his filming team for that. They had not been able to come down yet, and he didn't want to do it at that point. But he kept on being told, we have a certain amount of time, blah, blah, blah. And
Hmm.
he went out with the team that were not uh, familiarized, or that he wasn't familiar with as much. And someone punked the dust, and
Yeah.
all it took.
Oh, I know.
And whoever bet Stingray has got to be rich.
Right.
You know how many people would have been betting on what was going to kill him? No one ever thought Stingray.
Well, and that particular species of stingray, like in certain areas, you can pay to like go swim
Hmm.
with them,
Yeah,
but he just got too close, and it did that defensive thing,
yep,
and that's the thing is someone who like like me, I bank on reading snakes and figuring out this
yeah. The
one's.
one cameraman he did have with him
Yeah, but like you can like predict an animal's body language, but then it can still do something unpredictable
at
at
any
any
moment.
time.
Doesn't take much. He
Yeah.
pulled the barb out of his own chest.
Yeah, Steve Irwin pulled the barb out of his own chest.
Wow, that that would take an awful lot of one strength and two, uh, ouch.
Well, I think it's kind of instinct. Like when you get stabbed by something, you want to pull it out of you.
Exactly, that's true.
and and the thing of it is, what I read, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I read something one time that if you would have left it in him, he could have potentially survived because like it had like.
Because it would stop the blood from coming out.
Yeah, he wouldn't
And
have he wouldn't have bled out as fast, but.
yeah, but it went right through his heart too.
Hmm.
So that was a difficult part there. There was, yeah, there could have been a chance, but slim chance was still a chance.
Right.
The other crew didn't know what he was doing, and they scared the ray. So it's just odds caught up to him.
Well, and that's why like you know when I moved some of my critters recently, I actually had to do it all by myself, and my wife was like, "Well, I can call my brother and he can help you." And I'm like, "Look, I more can go wrong by doing it with someone that doesn't know what they're doing."
Mhm.
And even though you're moving like stuff that's already in aquariums and tanks and cages,
They can fall.
they can fall. If you're not expecting a snake to strike and it's going to startle you, you can drop the tank, and I'm holding the
Yep.
other end of it. So you really, so I just told her, look, I'll go get the cart out of the garage and I'll go do this myself, because it's just like it's like literally less stress and
And
to do something yourself. And
yeah, and knowing that you know what you're doing, and you can be more, um, more vigilant alone with not having to worry about someone else as
right.
well. It makes a big difference.
Yeah. Now, if the other person knows what they're doing, they can be this invaluable asset. But like when we go out to film snakes, like in the wild, when we go out field herping,
Yeah.
like if I'm with someone who knows how to work a snake hook, oh, that makes it 10 times easier. But
Mhm.
if I'm with someone who doesn't know what they're doing, they're just one more thing in the way.
Yeah, because you know it's very easy for someone to get startled or react because they are not used to snakes
Yeah.
like wolves.
And to answer Doug's question, no, you don't have to make the local hospital aware you're moving them. And but that ties back into the whole process of working with venomous creatures and thinking ahead. Like I won't do any cage maintenance. Like if like when we get snow or ice on the ground here, it really cripples the city because we're so far south we don't get a lot of it.
Oh, that was Gary who said about the. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi, Gary. Sorry.
no, you're fine. But but anyway, it's like so like if I have a snake that sheds and like I need to get the shed out of the aquarium, like I'm not going to open the aquarium or his cage if we've got like 3 inches of snow or ice on the ground,
Mm,
because if you get bit, that's going to delay an ambulance getting to you, or it's going to delay you getting to the hospital yourself.
yeah.
So you really have to think that far ahead of things. And for my generation, a lot of my generation, not all of them, but a lot of them, grew up with this concept of do it right the first time.
Hmm.
And just to see all these, people, younger kids and stuff, free handling cobras and stuff and throwing caution to the wind, it's just you kind of feel a bit slighted in a way because they may have like hundreds of thousands of views on their channel, but everyone's watching hoping they get bit, or they're
Yeah.
waiting for the train wreck. And to
People
me that
love train wrecks.
oh yeah, and that's what we need. I mean,
Hmm.
no, I mean
It's
I mean that's
it's
gonna.
like watching Tiger King.
Hmm. And I live not too far from where all that happened, and I know
Fun.
people who you know who got hurt or got injured working in that facility.
Hmm.
And we have another facility close to us that has a lot of big cats and
That would be what's her name's, would it?
safaris. Um,
Safaris. Oh,
it's not Carol Baskins. That's she's in Florida.
isn't Safaris the one that's an open? You drive through and it's open. Um, the animals are just out
Not in Oklahoma. There may be one out there where you can do that, but this one, like, all the animals are in pens.
oh, okay.
But like at the same time, they had a teenage volunteer go into a pen with a tiger, and I'm sitting there going, "What in the world were they thinking?" Because
In
once
with the tiger?
and to clean up, to pull its water bowl or something, and it killed the kid. Um,
Not surprising.
right, but it's kind of like in an AZA institution, like in like a regular zoo in a major city. There's like you have to have like 2 layers of security between you and the animal at all times.
Yep.
There's certain protocols that, like, if you have to tranquilize the animal to work on it in a veterinary manner, you
You
know
have to have a certain amount of people with you. You have to have
you have to have a curator
the animal
standing
close.
by with a
Yep.
gun to put down the animal in case something goes wrong.
Hmm.
And there's just like all this. There's what I've seen is there's all this pre-thought and work that goes into doing things right and keeping everyone and the animals safe. And
Yeah.
then there's just a ton of kids on YouTube. I'm not going to mention any names, but they're like, "Oh, look at me free handle this cobra," and you're sitting there going, like, "Dude, you're going to wreck everything for everybody," but they don't
Yeah.
care.
Because the thing is, some they get killed and then or even hurt, then not killed. People freak out and want to, do the Lacey Act.
Right. And
Um,
and that kind of stuff, it like hurts people who keep harmless stuff.
mhm.
But then again, a lot of people, they don't care. They just care about their likes and their views. And
Yep. And with that kind of stuff, the your that kid nearly did not so long ago. Hmm. Not surprising, but they don't think of anyone but themselves.
right,
And because if you think about what you're doing and um, have safety and everything considered, there's less chance that something's going to happen. But if you just go out and the yeah yeah the one kid went to prison, and there was this guy adult who had that happen too, and he went to prison, I think, as well. But if you think only of yourself, you're not thinking of the animal either.
right.
You just want to show off for, like you said, to get
Well,
your stuff
and
on YouTube or whatever.
and that's what Derek's Reptiles interviewed that one guy, Christopher Giffords, and he was the one that I think he did some jail time. He
Yeah.
let the cobra loose in North Carolina, and once again, it's like with something like that, like you never take it outside of the building unless you have a second trained qualified keeper with you, because this kid was taking these things out in his front yard and filming TikTok shorts and
Okay,
things
I
like
think
that.
that's a different one. There might be two of them, because the one that was talking with Derek, he said that it was in the house. He had moved the snake over from one container to another one and did not realize that the other one was damaged. And it
Okay.
was in the house that one got away. So there must be some other kid too who uh, there
Yeah.
could be kid or adult, whoever.
Well, the thing of it was, yeah, that's right. That's not how that one specific cobra escaped. But this is what this kid would do: is he would take his monocled cobra in his backyard and film it with just him. Now, what if he falls over from a heart attack or has a brain aneurysm? All of a sudden, there's not a second keeper on standby.
Yep.
And that's the kind of things you think about when you work with venomous animals responsibly. And like you just, like, my wife has the list. My wife has two or three names of people that, like, if anything ever happens to me, I get ran over by a truck,
Mhm.
she knows to call these people, and they're going to come take custody of my animals, and they know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Derek interviewed both of those people. He interviewed Christopher Giffords, and he interviewed Tyler Nolan, the tattoo artist, who does a lot of free handling as well. And I won't watch either of their channels, but I don't know. I did watch the interviews that Derek did with him because I'm a big supporter of Derek's channel.
Yeah.
And and once again, I understand there's like definitely two sides to a story, but there's also, like, it becomes obvious when people aren't following certain safety protocols.
Yeah.
You get the feel for that. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. The one I saw, he lived with his mom and his dad, because his dad wanted to call someone about the snake disappearing,
Yeah,
or
that
them
was
not getting
Chris.
the snake, and he talked his dad out of it and such.
Right.
So there's a tattoo artist.
That's Tyler Nolan.
Okay, so the tattoo
And
did the tattoo artist do the same thing, or
no, he got bit at Tom Crutchfeld's facility by a king cobra, I think.
oh,
I want to say it was some kind of cobra. And once again, cobras are easy. If you wanted to free handle, I would free handle a cobra before I would free handle a lot of things
mm,
because they're kind of easy to manipulate, but that doesn't mean you should.
yeah, like a spitter, I won't play with.
Right.
um, I saw what it did to when Steve Irwin the one time went and there was a spitter and he had goggles and how far it was pretty far away and it still was able to hit the goggles.
Right.
If I remember properly, it damaged the goggles as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not understanding what Gary, I'm not quite tracking with you. The doctor who did my surgery has four spectral.
Spectral ratty BI. BI. Oh, see you later, Doug.
See you, Doug.
Have a good sleep. Take
Oh,
care.
always good to see you.
Very much so. Yes. And like I said, your son can come on and chat with me anytime. Have fun going through art stuff. We we worked on um, the logo together. I helped.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because the first one didn't pop, so I helped give him ideas and stuff. Rattlesnake, Gary says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't play with any of them, so. So, nope.
Well, and I'm so used to working with venomous that like I was at the pet store the other couple weeks back, and the guy was like, "Help me, help me get this python out." And I was like, "Okay." And I mean, like I've worked with a ton of non venomous too, but I'm so like trained into the venomous train of thought that it's like, you know, I'd be like, okay, how do I do this without getting bit? And it's like, you don't need to worry about it. It's non venomous. It may hurt, you may bleed, but it's just, you're still so geared towards doing things, a certain way
Yeah,
that it's just kind of like reach in there, grab that snake, and just get it out of the enclosure. And it's just like, it's almost like you have to retrain yourself in that moment to realize that you're not working with something that's venomous.
but then again, it's kind of hard sometimes just flopping back and forth from the different animals. So I would just keep the base of trying not to get bit.
Right. And,
Um,
and some people laugh at me because, like, I will use hooks with non venomous snakes. And it's
why
just
not?
like, yeah, it's just kind of like still getting bit isn't pleasant, even if it's not going
No,
to hurt you. It's still not fun.
it's not. Even from a little snake, it's not. It's like
Right.
chomp.
Little 3 foot, 4 foot corn snake. I mean, getting bit is still not fun. I mean, I've been through it 1,000 times, but
It's
it's
still not
just,
fun.
yeah.
And you're trying to, you know, get it off your whatever it's bit
Hmm.
and not hurt it and not hurt yourself any more than. you have been hurt. You don't want to rip out teeth or
Hmm.
anything. It's just no. I got uh, I got bit by a snake at the Toronto Zoo when I was working there. Wasn't my fault. It was funny because I came into this snake area. There was this huge, what's it, a python? I forget what the snake was, but I was sitting on top of the cage there
Right.
because they said sit there, trying to see if they could get me all scared or something.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, hello, big one. So they handed me this little um, it's a false rattler. So it would rattle its tail. And they said, okay, what we're doing is we're training it to be socialized.
Right.
So let it go through your fingers and all that. No problem. Play with the snake. La 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 la. And it starts rattling its tail and get getting a little tight around the fingers. It's like, okay, he wants down.
Right.
Oh, nope. Keep on doing it for a bit. He's fine. So away we go, a little more, and he does it again. And I said, okay, he's really getting frustrated. And they're like, no, no, keep on doing it. So I'm still letting him go through my fingers and everything. Next thing I know, he rattles and then sticks, just bites right in the middle on the between the thumb and the forefinger, right in there, and is holding on. So I put my hand up and I said, okay, I think he's ready to go back into his home.
Right.
And they were laughing because I had, like, yeah, whatever. He's stuck on me. Yeah, you want to take him to the home, or you want me into his home, or you want me to keep on trying to have him, zip around my fingers and everything.
And to me, that's like really irresponsible to take someone who isn't familiar with that kind of work and have them do something like that. I mean,
Well, yeah, in a sense, I agree with you. Uh, they were very much trying to see what I would do,
right.
and it was interesting to say. But yeah, I wasn't trained in any of this. I know how to handle snakes for the most part, but just handing someone a snake, oh, you're here. Here's the snake. It's, yeah, a little irresponsible in their fashion, but
Well, and that's the kind of the other thing I think about is kids will talk to me all the time. Can you teach me how to work with venomous snakes? And it's kind of like, no, you kind of either know or you don't. I mean, there can be a
mhm,
certain level of training you could give someone, but like me, I started like using tree limbs to pick up copperheads when I lived in the country.
mhm,
And I just knew from like you use a stick, you pick it up, you fling it out of the barn so like no one sees it, it doesn't get killed.
mhm.
And it's kind of almost, I'll say, instinct, because you can teach someone like how to interact with venomous snakes, but
But if they don't have the instinct, they're not going to under, uh, understand the movement or the um, or the actions and stuff like that.
Right.
Not as readily, anyway. And you have to um, be able to pick it up real quick because, if you don't have that instinct, it could be just that one little second out trying to figure it out.
Right.
But you were going to say, and I just ran you over. Uh,
Mm. Um, I can't remember. I am starting to drop off, so I probably won't hang on
Understood.
much longer. But no, it's kind of like there's a certain level of stuff that you can teach people,
Hmm.
but then you kind of like have to know what to do when something goes wrong, your snake hook breaks or something. You know, what else can you do? And things like that. And so it's kind of like it's almost like if they ask you that question, it's kind of almost better to just say, you need to check out this course or something or this organization. They do training, and just and leave
Yeah.
them alone because you know when 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 I was younger, I worked. What happened in our zoo here locally in Tulsa, that I did the training in, like from like 85 to 88. You had to work in the children's zoo, birds or small mammals because of safety reasons. You couldn't work large mammals, you couldn't work reptiles. If you went 2 years or 2 summers in small mammals, birds or children's zoo with no incidents, no escapes, no anything, then you could go on to work large mammals, or you could go on to work reptiles. And
Right.
I wanted to work reptiles so bad that I literally, did 2 summers in the children's zoo and the birds
Hmm.
to get to where I could work with the reptile guys. And even then, you couldn't like go into enclosures and things. But
Right.
but like today, you can't even work in those areas. Like if you're a teenage volunteer in in the zoo, they don't even let you work those areas because I think the insurance
Oh, yeah,
has
it would be.
has gotten so bad that it's like the zookeepers that I've talked to now, they're saying like all the teenage volunteers are just one more thing for them to babysit, and they don't like messing with it and don't like messing with them. And I'm like, well, I kind of sort of, can understand that.
Yeah,
So,
I'm. I'm sure it's. Oh, you going to bed, Gary? Thanks for coming and hanging out.
always good to see you, Gary.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're sort of okay. Uh, Sleep well, take care, and see you soon. Take care of yourself. Not good not to take care of yourself, says the woman who ate approximately a little over a third of an ice cream box.
Hey, ice cream is good.
I always, ooh, you're ace boy. Nice. I always, I always eat vanilla ice cream because for some strange reason it settles my stomach. Milk and vanilla ice cream. And a lot of people say, milk doesn't settle anything. Go away. Uh, don't settles my stomach. I know what settles my stomach.
Right.
But I just, I've always liked vanilla more than anything else. But then I got into tiger. Tiger's nice.
Yeah.
But probably shouldn't eat that much of the ice cream, but eh, I lost about 40 pounds, so I'm a happy camper.
There you go.
40 or, yeah, about 40, 45 pounds. I didn't,
Well, I'm hoping to do more walking with the warmer weather coming up, and I just feel like I've been trapped inside for 2 or 3 months, and just ready for it to go away.
I don't mind being trapped inside of the house. Um, I would prefer to be like out um, camping or something. But being inside the house just makes it so I don't have to go socialize with people. Uh, not directly. Um, on the internet, I love socializing.
Hmm.
Out regular, it's just sometimes it's, walking through Walmart with a big frying pan going, you are walking too slow, way too slow. This is cast iron. Behave, Sherry. Behave.
I used to love being around people, being in the middle of people, and now it's just like, go away.
Um,
I go to Walmart at 2 in the mornings because like no one's there.
what if I could? It's like, my friend Chantel used to haul me off to Walmart every now and again, and it's like, how many hours are you going to haul me around here? Because I'm not a mall person. I've had other friends who have hauled me to malls for clothes shopping, and I'm one of the weirdest gals around. And it's like, please don't make me look for clothes. I don't understand clothes. I don't understand fashion. In fact, I think I'm fashion dyslexic. So
So am I.
let me get a t-shirt.
That's my thing is I just don't care. Like, I mean, I can some of it I've got down because like I've had office jobs before where
Yeah.
I had to go to meetings and be a public representative, and so I know to like put on a tie and do all that stuff. But I absolutely hate dressing any way other than the way I'm dressed right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and like this ball cap almost never leaves my head.
Hmm.
Um, I went to like a matter of fact, I got in the shower the other day and still had this on, and like forgot, you have to take it off to wash your hair. But it's just like I just get used to doing things and wearing something, and it's just like give me my t-shirt, give me my jeans, and I'm good.
Yeah. Or when you're wearing your glasses, you get so used to your glasses being on your face that you get really confused if the glasses are off your face for like 2 minutes.
Right.
Okay, how far can you see from that?
I can't see the telephone screen. I mean, I can see it, but it's blurry. Now I can see
Same here.
like over on the wall. I can see like I still have really good long distance eyesight, but my short eyesight is just like not doing well. And it's just come on this last couple of years,
Yeah.
and and it's really kind of affected some of my, like, you know, photography and things, because you can't, like, especially like when flying a drone or when operating a video camera,
Right.
like you're watching on a screen a lot of times that's the size of your phone or smaller. And so if you don't have your glasses on, or you're
Screw.
looking over for part of it, and then like when you need to see the screen, you do this a lot. It's a pain.
It is.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm supposed to have trifocals,
Oh
and
gosh.
yeah, but I can't handle it. I get real major headaches trying to go between the three and remember which one's which. Uh,
Hmm.
I probably have to have a little sign up on my head or something. Oh, that's what that's for. Because I just, no, it does
Right.
not work. But most of the time I'll have the glasses on. Um, I do this when I'm sitting down with Sam because just, Sam be sitting here and looking up at me, and I look down at him. It's easier with the glasses partially off.
Right.
But I have really bad nearsightedness, stigmatism, and now apparently I have um, problem with farsight and nearsight. So nearsighted and farsighted. Um, I'm nearsighted, but I also have trouble with seeing far. So I'm having trouble seeing far and seeing close. Oops. Oopsie. I'm guessing someone hit the wrong button. There we go. Hit the wrong button.
I hit the wrong button and I got out of it. I didn't mean to, but I do that all the
Understood.
time.
I'm just as bad. But yeah, so I can hardly see close and I can't see far.
Right.
But it's always funny because people think I can take off my glasses and actually be able to see more than a foot away from myself. And it has to be like this close. If it's closer, it's fuzzy. But yeah,
Well, I was probably about 47 when I started having to use readers to see my phone and to see
oh yeah,
stuff.
hmm
And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of been a big pain. But, you
well
know,
if you got them at 47, is like you'd have had them for six
3 years.
3 years.
I'm
Right,
50.
right. Oh, happy Big Five. That was the last one.
That was November. Yeah, that was my
Yeah,
50 was the last one.
I did say happy birthday, but I didn't realize it was the Big 50.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess doing doing a little Martian thing was what I thought. Well, happy Big 50.
Thank you.
I know how much fun it is hitting zeros. Those are usually the, oh my god,
Yep.
another 10 years, how'd I make it?
Well, exactly.
Mhm.
And I just, I remember turning 30, I remember turning 40, and it's just like, gosh, where does the time go?
Yep, exactly. And I remember when I hit 20, it wasn't really much of a deal. But then I
Right.
hit 30 and it was like, I'm still alive. How'd this happen? Because like my friends both bet, two friends both bet that I would not live to 20 because my brother would kill me, right?
Hmm.
And here I am at 30 going, wow, I'm still alive. This is weird. Um, because yeah, it, it wasn't something that I expected, really, because
Right.
yeah, I expected sooner or later Steven would accidentally or purposefully kill me anyway, because it was close enough many times. Um, but yeah, after 30, it was okay. But yeah, every time you hit the zeros, it's still a little bit, wow,
Right.
I'm this much older than these people. I had friends that my dice were older than them. I was like,
Well,
that's bad.
I tell you, every year I'm more and more grateful that I made it through another year
Hmm. And for
because,
me,
yeah, it's like I I kind of feel like I'm in somewhat of a midlife crisis mode or something because it's odd. You have like friends like this guy I went to school with who was my age. Like he died like 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't talked to him in 30 years, but still he was a kid I grew up with, and I'm sitting
what
there going, "Gosh, and it
what did he
happens."
die from?
I don't know. I haven't been able to find out, but
Um,
every year it seems like you run onto more and more people that you grew up with that die or something, and you're just
yeah,
like you start getting a little freaked out by it. I mean, none of us live forever,
true,
but
but it's still disconcerting.
yes.
Um, wow.
Hmm.
You just, and I'm finding it's pretty weird these days because I talk to an awful lot of younger people as well, and it's really sad because they have kids they go to school with, or youth they go to. I don't like saying the reference of kids, but uh, youth they go to school with who suicide. There's a lot. They're telling me about, oh yeah, someone killed themselves the other day or killed themselves last month or last year, and I was like, isn't this affecting you? And it's like, well, it's another one. You get depressed and that's that. And it's like, cripes. I never had anyone at school off themselves, and if they had of it, would have just had me kind of freaked, you know. But they're used to it.
Well, and I had. back when I was in high school, I had four different friends that committed suicide.
Whoa.
Now, I went to a huge school. I mean, so it's kind of like it's gonna happen to some degree, but you're also like, you know, you just I'm not I don't say you get used to it, but it's like it happens and you get like depressed or you get tired or you don't want to think about it,
Yeah,
and you can just kind of retreat into your own shell. And
yeah. It's um, but it you retreat into your own shell and just not think about it, or
well, you kind of think back when I was younger, I went to a high school where if you weren't on the football team,
oh boy.
you know, yeah, and it was a big high school. I think there were like 2,000 kids in my graduating class.
Ooh.
And so yeah, and it's like you didn't really always know everybody, but it's just kind of like you just you kind of like you can get depressed or you can think about it yourself, and then you
Right.
just kind of like you just get to where you want to leave people alone because you feel like all they're going to do is either leave you or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of friends who were very troubled growing up, and I was probably quite troubled myself. But at the same time, you get over things and you outgrow things and you make it through things. And I wouldn't go back. I would be young again if I could, but I don't think I would like go through the high school years again. I, I don't think I
Hey,
would ever
Morbid.
do that. Hey, morbid.
Yeah, the high school years. Um, I don't know. It's just so. With me, I didn't want anything to do with anyone else, and I would either go finding a spot to during lunchtime. I would try to find a spot where I could sit back and read. Usually underneath stairs where people can't find you.
Mm-hmm.
And once someone finds you, you go somewhere else. Um,
Right.
because they don't like people in the halls type of thing. And, if they find you in the halls, then you get in trouble. So I started hanging out in the, what do you call it, the counseling, and, it was counseling office. And they also did the counseling for going on after high school and such. So I would hide in there and I would, help them out with stuff. They
Right.
let me hang out there and I'd put books away and clean up clutter and stuff. I did some signs for them and misspelled them for them, uh, stuff like that, because I just didn't want anything to do with these nut bars.
Right.
It's the only way I could explain them, because it's like, really? You're gonna do that? Uh-huh. Okay, I'll go over here. You play with the worm you got for cutting up and everything. I'll go over here and have cut up my own. I'll not be around you.
Right.
Hello, Bailey. Hello, Bailey's butt. What you looking for, Belle? Hi. Yes. Your mommy's up. Aren't you gonna go bug her? Apparently not. I'm getting swatted.
Right.
Whatever you say, Cher.
No, I understand. I'm probably,
You're starting to go sleepy.
yeah, and I'm probably gonna take off because I'm just like tired.
I've noticed that.
But I mean, it's been good to visit with you for sure.
I do very much enjoy it, and I
Yes.
will enjoy whenever you have me over on your channel for uh, interview or what?
Just do a live at some point. I'll probably ask you about reptiles and stuff, or you know what reptiles have you kept, what this, that, and the other, and
Okay.
just I mean, I don't like to be like super formal, but I also kind of like to have some kind of direction,
Hmm.
and I kind of really toyed with the idea of doing my lives from that channel, but right now the lives are getting more views, at least on my channels. The lives are getting more views than the videos you make. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like, why not just do lives? Because, I mean, I do have a channel that is monetized, and
Right.
I was trying to talk to Derek from Derek's Reptiles about how to boost your viewership and things. And he's like, well, you could do this, you could do that. And then it's like, I just thought about it. I thought I really don't want to do lives from this channel over here. But like, I might as well, because I can always do more lives over there on the other channel.
Hmm.
But at least this way I stay uploading. But yeah, I'm going to go crawl into bed because I'm tired, and I took allergy medicine, and it's
Starting
working
to get you woozy.
working on me, and I've got Benadryl head now, so I'm gonna get out of here
Okay.
before I say something stupid.
Hmm. What could you say that's stupid?
Um,
Lots.
well, I was gonna say that I have no shame, so be careful with that question. Hey, Fungus Queen,
No
how are
shame.
you?
Hey, Fungus Queen.
Good to see you.
Well, look forward to when we have our interview together,
Mhm.
and you have a good night's sleep. Talk to you later.
I'll be in touch. Bye.
Definitely. Bye. Oh, I so adore terrorizing with him. He's such a sweetie. Oh, I'm not. Ouch. Not doing too bad right now. I'm getting hit, swatted by him. What do you got? Um, yeah, so I'm not doing too badly. I have, oh, someone closed their door. Yep. And always have fun. Yeah. Go on someone else's stream and get yourself sleepy. It's always um, good to wind down with a friend, chatting with you. Oh, you're going to bed now too, Fungus King? Or you like yakking to people to yakking with a friend to uh, wind down from a day? And Bailey boy. Soon. Okay. Yeah. So we had fun. First, I have to drive home. Oh, you just got done work then. Bail. Okay, Bail. Ow. Nope, can't do that. Or did you just get off work? Yes, I'll give you rubs. That makes the whole computer screen and the cameras on top of the computer screen. So, oh, this one is Bailey's. This one is Dorothy's boy. So he's not mine, but he is. A sec. See if I can. Hey, Bale, say hi. Purr, purr, purr. So that's Dorothy's boy. And over here, if I can get it, look, come on. Here, there she is. This one is Monroe. That's my pretty, pretty girl. Bailey, yeah, he's chunky. Monroe's just on her back. She loves sleeping on her back. She's a funny girl. Yes. Yes. Oh. She even puts her paw over her mouth. She is adorable. And this guy's he loves the bump spank. Funny boy. And the Pumaras, that's our other cat. She's more like the household cat. Monroe, yeah, she is really comfortable. Bailey boy is really comfortable. And what did you just? Okay, Bailey, no pulling on that. Don't chew those. No, he does not. And if he can, he'll try to push you into giving him more than dinner time. I need to shave your bottom. Need to shave him. He's the one who I don't know if you knew about it, but he quit smacking me. Jeepers. He's the one who has had FUS, and he still has little bouts. If he's sometimes have to, Dorothy, not me, has to clean his bottom a bit to, and clean there with warm wet rag to help him. But he was so bad with the FUS that we He had the oh, what do they call it? The basically they take everything off. Um, they remove everything, and then they set up so that they just pee out of a hole, kind of like a girl does, but it's just a hole. And he has a tiny urethra, so it's very, very small, which isn't easy for a big boy like this to pee it all out. So he doesn't have a regular pee-pee. And this is, it's the operation that scares men more than the just neutering. um, but Bailey's a good boy, and Monroe's a good girl. David and I have Pumaraz, who is the household cat. She's ours. She is black and white, and probably sleeping with Gordon or David. Um, then we have uh, all of the reptiles. We have the little hooded no helmeted chameleon. She's cute. The two, well, we do have two. The chameleon is Dorothy's. We have two Cresties. One's mine, one's Dorothy's. I have a little leopard gecko. She's mine. And my Rankin's dragon, little Samwise, is mine. So, 4, 5. So we have five reptiles, 3 cats, and a dog downstairs. Arla has her dog downstairs. She got him after we moved in here, and it was funny. I was helping her look for a puppy, which sometimes isn't easy. So I'm looking and looking, and the only one that I found the ones that I found, which sounded the easiest, was Papillon cross with crested, Chinese crested. Well, we asked the landlord, and they said no problem. So she has her little dog downstairs. He's a cutie. You've probably seen me show him off on here sometimes. No dogs, though. Is it where you live that makes it so you don't have dogs, or you just don't? that's the. Sometimes I really hate it when things beep. Do I have you on Instagram, Fungus Queen? I don't know if I do. Let's see. Fungus Queen's Exotic Pets. Oh yeah, I do. I sent you the doggy thing today too. Um, yeah, I sent that to a whole bunch of people because I thought it was funny and educational and funny, which to me is pretty good. If they can make education funny, it's a good thing, as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, yeah, that went pretty well. Okay, I am going to. Oh yeah, you're going to be driving. You take care. Um, take care. Drive safe. Make sure to get home in good shape. Okay, that sounds good. I'm probably going to be on for a bit longer. I don't know how long I'm going to be on, but I'm going to work on some dad stuff. Yay! No problem. And if you cut before I'm done streaming, then of course come say hi. And now I am going to share my screen and work on some dad stuff. Now I know. Okay, see soon. I have 4 people in here. Ooh. I am surprised, and I am. I'm always happy to have people in here. Let me see. Okay. So, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to work on an image for the group I'm in. Um, so I have to come up with something interesting for this. And the topic, let me see. Okay. Pitfalls. Okay. Evolution. Oh, crumbs. Betty White. Betty White. Betty White. Okay. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to a site called sharecg.com and gonna log in. Now this you're not going to be able to see, but because I'm not in the mood to, maybe I should, but okay. Click on Daz Studio, and I'm I'm going to look for Betty White. Update it again, of course. What's that? Sundress. Guys. Zodiac armor material. Nice. Okay. I don't think it has Betty White. Peasants and nobles for far journey. Oh, I've got far journey. That's good. Okay. Well, that's not going to find me anything, so I am going to try Renderosity. Rendo. Renderosity is a good site for finding DAS items. Marketplace. Won't come up with anything for Betty White, but what? Nope, that's not what I was looking for. I can't find it there. Oh, I have something in my cart. Isn't that cute? What do I have in my cart? Oh yeah, the jumpsuit. Okay. Beep 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 beep. Sometimes I want to just hit some things. Oh, a friend of mine is on. That's interesting. I love when people find out that you've hurt yourself and how. And they say things like, hey, I heard about you getting hurt. I'm sorry to hear that, but you know cats don't fly. Well, not functionally at least. Oh, excuse me. And thank you, Alpha, for that message. Okay. Go into the DAS. I'll worry about that other stuff a little bit later. Now, so I have 3 people here. They are going to be for respiratory system people. So coughing and stuff. So I don't have any hair on the guys, which is kind of okay, I suppose. So you can see what I have here. I have 5 crabs and a female character in Genesis 2. Female character Genesis 2, that's the second one there. Character called Kabaka and one called Iran. That's what the names are in the thing, but I'm just going to not worry about them. Okay. First character there. Going to click there. Gonna go to all files. I'm going to get school chair and desk. Okay. Oh, a new type of school chair and desk. That's a teacher desk. Max. Teacher chair, student chair. Student chair. Student desk. Student chair, student chair, student chair. Where is the desk? Teacher chair, teacher desk. Teacher chair, student chairs. Where is student desk? Sometimes I hate these things. Student desk. I'll just put desk in there. Okay. I'm going to put this back here. And bring that up. Okay. And have the desk and parts of the desk. So general, move it over here, move it back a bit, over here a bit. I'm sure not do that. And not do that. Okay, what's going on outside that Bailey's interested? I have never seen him up that far. Just a second. Bailey up that far on the cat scratch post is not a usual thing. Bailey. Hi, Bill. Good boy. Yes. Taking a picture of you. And there. Not used to Bailey going on top of the scratchy post. Usually just trying to find. Oh, poor boy. It's a little shaky. There we go. That one's not as shaky. kind of expecting him to lie down. It's pretty funny. Bailey is not a small cat whatsoever. And he looks so happy up there. It's like, I'm the king of the castle. Uh-huh. Yaha. Okay, so the desk is over there. Zero rotate? No. X rotate is other there. Y rotate. What do you know? That worked. Aha. Take this one. I'm going to stupid chair. Bring it back here. Bring it over here. Now this is the fun part. Just see that. Okay. Over here. X. The other way. And see you rotate. Okay, perfect. So have the chair and the desk. And what I'm gonna have to do is take her. That's this character here. I'm going to just to female. I'm going to bring her up. Zip her over here. Zip her back. Oh look, I almost got it directly on that with the feet. That's not bad. Yeah. With her, look here for poses. By function. Let's put sitting. Get rid of anything that'll mess up what I'm doing. Put sitting. Okay, let me see. No, I don't want her sitting on anyone. It always comes up with the preset. Okay. Not, let's see. See. Of course, I'm going to rotator, bring her down. She's sitting on the desk. And move her a bit. There. take her leg and I'm going to no. That's full, girl. Now I want this leg. Left shin. Twist. That's not what I wanted to do with it. Okay. Down a bit. Now this is where I get to work on this a little bit more. Go away, Cortana. Okay, well, that would be noticed. Okay, so bring her down. Okay. Okay. This way, and I'm going to put this on her. Rotate. Come on. Oh, we're not moving properly. That's always fun. This chair. And there, we'll bend this. Sorry, I'm not talking as much as I could with this. This way. So, okay. Let's see. This will go first. No, front to back. Now, bend. Back. Bend. Now it's bending that way, is it? Okay. Okay. So I can twist it a little bit. No, that's wrong. Front to back. There we go. Bend it down. No, down. Okay. So, going to turn her head a little bit. Okay. I just have to sleep there for a few. Okay. Now, so this is yeah, who got in trouble. Okay. I'll be right back. Pick the camera back up. Still have two people there. That is nice. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, let's get that back up there, and I'll go back into here. Move things around. So this is a little different. It's for the Amateur Skeptics, the podcast. I'm in. Let's set it aside. Twist. Bend. Head. Bend. Twist. Let's try closing. Head. get a good expression on her face. Expressions, material poses, expressions. It's a good expression. I don't think it's going to be very seeable, mind you. Let's put her head side to side, twist, and no, there. All the way down there. Hmm. Okay. Next one. Hmm. Okay. Oh, maybe it's bark. Yeah, turn off the darn limits. Okay. Back here. Bend this baby a bit. See, bend this one forward. down. Okay. Open this one. There it is. There we go. That's good. You, oh, I didn't get her any shoes. Okay, let's. Footwear. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. not sure about this. Is someone still watching? Okay, now. Now it's 2.5 hours. I think I'm going to cut it off here for and crunch some more of these and try to figure out what I'm doing here. Well, as per normal, thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for coming on and visiting with me and chatting Todd. And thank you for everyone who's watched. And talking about events tonight. So take care, have fun, and later, skaters.